Oh shit, my mic check.
I gotta tell y'all should have drunk liquor. I'm drunker more than y'all right now.
Oh, drunker.
Is that a word?
I don't know. You made it up.
I thought you went 5.
No, there was
two.
no 4.
There was no 3.
Five.
Get 3.
4,
5
2,
to 2.
blast off. Live.
Welcome back to Pawn Shop
You know what I
Laptop
found out I've been
Podcast.
saying?
Heard it a lot, and that's not a word.
How do you spell that?
They heard it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, dog. You know exactly what it is. Hold on. So me and Rico are touching the mics today?
Alright. So, Ellie had a dream.
Yeah,
Right?
I had a dream, and it felt real. The house that I got pulled up into was a house that wasn't mine. I was really puzzled by the whole thing.
But how'd you get to that point where you pulled up to a house that wasn't yours? You took an Uber, right?
Took an Uber.
A
What's the
woman
first
picked
thing
you up.
remembered?
Well, a woman
What do you
picked
mean?
you up. She had a
Woman picked
baby
you up.
with her, right?
Yeah, I had a
And
woman-
what happened? You got in the Uber, and what happened?
I got in the Uber, and on the way to my house, I felt that she had a wet spot in the car. I told her that I had some kid clothes upstairs, and I can give her some clothes for her daughter. She came upstairs, and when she got to the house that I got to wasn't mine, but it felt like it was my house.
But were the streets the same, or
Nah.
was the sky the same? Was everything similar?
Here's a specific question. Do you remember the address? Like
No,
the street name?
I couldn't remember
No
the street,
street
or anything.
name?
It was
Alright.
just
I was
So
just
you
re- I
just
was
got
reaching.
there,
I was
like
just
you
reaching.
just got there.
got to a house.
So, okay, could you describe the inside of the car? Was there like an actual was Google Maps or
Because
Waze?
sometimes dreams be messing
Well,
with shit.
Or was it because not to cut your story off, but when I have dreams like that, there's like he said, there's weird
Weird.
stuff that
Weird.
like you're like that don't happen, but
Yeah.
still feels weird.
And was it jump cuts, or was it like pretty,
Consistent.
like just
Nah,
going through?
It was consistent. It was the whole you dig. It wasn't like I was standing on the corner, got picked up by an Uber driver, and I was at the house. No, I was sitting in the car, and that's when I put my hand on the seat to scoot over, and I noticed that the seat was wet, and that's when I told her yo, I think something happened with your daughter. And she's like, all right, well, she started yelling at her daughter, talking about, you went to the bathroom in the car? And she said, yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't hold it.
And
So
did this woman resemble anybody, or this kid resemble anybody you know?
No.
Now
the
that's
thing.
crazy
That's
because
the thing.
I
This is
heard
just
that
creating
when you
people.
dream, you can't make up a face. So this got to be somebody that you've seen in your life, and your brain just
But
put
yeah,
that
I've-
face
but
on
I've
it.
had dreams where people's face is just not there. Like there might be multiple people in the dream, and you see faces of people that you know, and then some you look at and you're like, "There's just nothing."
So
Yeah.
they're like
No
fill-ins.
face. It's just like blur, like no face.
Well, yeah, that means that his brain can't make up a face
So,
because that's
they
You can't
didn't
just
render
create
It
people.
didn't render in the faces.
dreams are
No.
made of your memories.
if you see any face in your dream, it's somebody you ran across in your life.
I know, because
sometime.
there's so much information, like just driving. You know what's crazy? When I drive to work or drive in places that's crowded, or I'm in places that are crowded, I look at all these people and I go, there's a lot of people, but those people are a couple hundred people. Don't even scratch the surface of a few billion people.
Yeah.
So it's crazy how many people are there,
It's
and how
just-
many faces you see.
It's just all if your brain can retain all that information.
Right. So you're dreaming, right? And you're pulling up to your house. As
Wait,
soon
did
as
did you feel like it was your house?
Yes, I felt like it was.
So you pull up to your house, you feel this is your home, even though you yourself know that it doesn't resemble your home at all.
Yeah.
Can you describe the house?
It was.
Told me it was green, right?
It was all white with green trim.
Was it frame or brick?
It was a frame house.
It's
Like,
crazy that
did
you
you
can even
walk
remember all this.
upstairs?
It was and the porch. It had a big, huge porch. You could sit out there in the front.
Oh, so
I was
like a
gonna s-
wraparound
Like
porch?
a
was
wrap.
gonna
No,
say,
it was.
'cause-
It was not really a wraparound. It was just like a.
Dreams are like memories and fantasies. So was it a huge house? Was it like a mansion type?
No, it wasn't like in a mansion.
just a regular
It was just
house?
There's a regular house in the neighborhood.
But did you feel like you were in the city, or were you somewhere else? Like a
I
suburbs?
would say I felt like I was in the suburbs,
So it felt like it was yours, though.
but it was. Yeah,
so you
this
felt
was mine.
comfortable enough to
This was
walk
mine.
in, unlock the door. Well,
Yeah.
how'd you unlock the door? Did
Well,
you have
that's the thing.
keys
I
or?
had the keys. On the process of walking up to this door, I had reached in my pocket.
Okay,
and pulled out keys.
so you're walking into this house on the purpose of getting new clothes for this child who had an accident.
Yeah.
And this is all happening in your dream, right? And this isn't happening in jump cuts. It's pretty fluid, right? Like,
yeah, it's
so far it's
reactions.
in real time. Like, it's happening in real time for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you open the door, you walk in. Now what? What do you do now?
I went upstairs and I went in my room that I feeling like was my daughter's room, but it wasn't.
Was the layout the same of
No.
your original house?
No, it wasn't.
So you just instantly knew that was your daughter's room?
I walked into a room and I remember seeing a twin side bed with just a dresser against the wall. I went in the dresser and I pulled the drawers and there was no clothes in them, in all the drawers. And
Empty.
Empty.
So you
All
got
empty.
drawers and furnished house, but nothing in the drawers.
Yes.
Now, I might have missed this. I think you already asked, but did that room resemble your daughter's room right
No.
now?
No.
Okay, I might have
So it was just like.
It was a
So what
different
you're
room.
describing is like basically somebody who purchased the house that's fully furnished, but nothing inside the drawers and stuff.
But that's the thing.
No, I mean, what it sounds like is a story that his mind is making up, and certain things are not rendering in.
Could be
Like,
almost like the
that's
face
the only way
not
I
being
can
filled, so the drawers there's just nothing in them because it's just empty spaces in his
I think-
memory or.
Yeah, I hear you, but so what? It depends on the dreamer here. So did he feel like this was reality to him at that moment?
Yes, absolutely.
So let's talk about. So what happened when you woke up?
I was like, man. I was like,
Were you
I-
in cold sweats? Were you gasping for air?
But wait. Before he woke
Because
up,
I wanted to get to that too,
yeah.
but
Before
I'd like
he
to
woke up,
continue, yeah,
yeah, right. There's other things that took place in this dream.
because I'm waiting for that point too. Yeah.
So okay. So you open drawers, they're empty.
yeah,
What is the woman doing at this point?
she's in the living room.
So she's in the living room with her child.
Yeah.
And she's waiting for the clothes that you're supposed to bring.
Yes.
So you find out there's no clothes in the drawers. What do you do now? Like, are you in real time panicking? Like, oh my God, what did I do? Or
Exactly. I was like, oh shit, I send this girl off by having her come over
So you
here.
started feeling
and
bad.
I started feeling bad, and I told her, hey.
it kind of seems like you were up to something. I mean,
told-
you go to bring a woman to your house and there's no kids' clothes there. But-
I explained what happened. I was like,
But
I
you were
thought I
thinking
had
of yourself in this world, right? Like, you thought this was this
I thought
world.
This was like, I'm trying to
thought it was
implicate
real.
what was.
So he thought he
I
had
seen.
children. He thought he still
my
had his
world.
life right now. So he was trying to help out and be a nice guy, but
in
not
the
realizing
dream-
that in his dream, that wasn't his reality.
A single bachelor man. In his
He
dream.
might as well just bought this house, fully furnished.
That's right. When he dig deep, he was probably by himself.
Exactly. Like there was nobody living
It
there
was
but
just him.
himself. So now it seems like a really smooth pickup line that, hey, I can help you out. And now what are you going to say to the woman? You got no clothes for her child.
For the-
Well,
Hood
I
Uber
said,
driver.
I'm sorry. I basically told her, I explained the situation. I was like, I'm sorry. I thought I had some clothes for you. I went upstairs and they're not there. I said, I don't know what's going on. And if you want, you can take her shower real quick and I can put it in a quick wash and give you the clothes and you can be on your way.
Whoa.
So she agreed.
Bum, 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 bum.
She agreed. And that's why I'm saying, like, it was crazy. It's like I went in the
So
basement.
the kid's in the shower, so it's not you alone with the woman.
I'm in the basement washing
Doing
clothes.
chores for crying out loud.
Well, he's just a really nice guy. Elliot's that type of guy for
Quick
real,
wash.
for real. Like, he'll be doing something so nice that it'll give the false impression, and he's like, what the hell you think is going on? I'm just this nice of a guy. Like,
Yeah, I mean-
there's something he would really do is just being nice. Like, go out the extra way to do this. Even though when zombies come, that ghost ties into zombies.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
so
he does.
nice
He would
that
leave
he
the
will
lady
leave
alone.
his family to die so that he won't disturb somebody else. But anyway, so I guess what you told me after this is that you woke up and you thought everything you felt was real. Like
Yep.
at that moment when you were explaining that the child could take a shower and you could, take care of the situation, you woke up and realized this stuff was just a dream.
Yeah.
But in your mind, it really happened.
Yeah.
But when you woke up, were you did you go about your day and forget about it? Like, was anything off? Were you off the whole day? Did you
Bro,
feel weird?
well,
Did
he
you feel
called
you were
me right
transitioning?
away.
It had me off for a few hours. I ain't gonna lie.
Dude called me and
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
he said, hey, have you ever had a dream that was so real that you didn't think it was a dream?
All right,
and
so
then
let-
you woke up and it was a dream and you're in reality now?
All right, so now we know what the concept of the situation is. Have you guys ever had that before?
Yeah.
Well, before we share that, all right, you woke up. I just want to get to this real quick.
Okay.
What's the first thing you did when you woke up?
First thing I did, I got up.
Check
and
the drawers.
I checked the room.
Of course.
I checked
That's
the
what
room.
I was thinking.
I looked
You
at
gotta
the
check the
ceiling.
drawers.
And that's,
I looked
I mean,
at
that's
the
a good
ceiling.
question.
Because you're panicking. You're like, what? Like, what just happened? You get up. You're like checking rooms, checking drawers. Maybe you go to the front of the house. Like, where am I?
Like, did anything change?
Yeah.
Did I fast
Yeah.
forward? Did I have a coma and wake up?
You don't know.
Now that goes to say how real it was, because now you're questioning your reality.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
wake
You're
up
double-thinking
and you're
stuff.
like, did I just experience my real truth, or is this my real truth?
Yeah.
Well,
you
let me
gotta
clarify
figure things
something
out.
here. The reason why I took it so dramatically is because I don't drink. There's been long stretches of time
Same.
in life
I'm
that
the
I
same,
don't
bro.
drink.
Marijuana's a
I
motherfucker.
don't dream either.
So no, but like that's what I'm saying. Like I think there's times. That's why I asked you guys the question. I think there's times where like I feel that same way too. Doesn't happen all the time. Doesn't even happen. I can't even say it's happened once every year. But when I do have I've had dreams like that where it's like I felt like I was somewhere and it felt so real. And when I woke up, I was like,
So you've
What
had
the
the same kind of dream that
Yeah.
you're.
That felt real.
yeah.
What kind of dream
True
was it
effect.
for you? Was it like you're in another reality, or
Yeah.
was it some kind of sci-fi bullshit?
No. Reality, like where it's more real because, like I said, everything.
So you were doing just regular shit, type
Regular
of like a
stuff.
dream that's not
Yeah.
feeling like a dream.
But things didn't add up to my real life. So then when you wake up, you're like,
Now, in your
"Ooh."
dream, do you realize that? Do you
No.
can you
No,
like
it-
subconsciously say like, man,
in the
this
latest
don't feel
one,
right. I think
in
I'm
the
dreaming.
latest one, I did feel that way.
Like you could tell, like I think I'm dreaming.
Yeah, everything's off, but it was so real that I was in the flow of it. And then when I woke up, I was almost angry because things were going well in the dream where like I felt like I was better off like with more extravagant things and stuff like that. So it felt like better, but when I woke up, it was just the regular. My life sucks.
But, yeah, but
Damn, boy, I just woke up, man.
were you conscious? Like, did you feel like you were alert in your dream? Were you controlled?
no.
So,
No,
but
just in
not control the scene, but
just
control
like,
yourself.
Kinda like I'm viewing it through my eyes and I'm seeing it and I know something's off and I'm feeling like something's off and then I'm looking around, but then it's so real that I'm going back into the flow of things, realize it again and saying, where did I see this from?
So you're like
What was
in
it?
and out,
Yeah,
in
and
and
I'm
out.
like,
am I dreaming?
but then
Is
when
this
I
real?
like
Am
I
I
said, when I
dreaming?
woke up, I was like, that was
Yeah.
weird. Like,
Now, there's a thing called lucid dreams where you're conscious in your dreams and able to control what happens. Now, there's things I've heard you can't do in lucid dreams, like you can't look in mirrors. You
Can't
can't
ask what time it is,
Right,
or
you
what
can't
date.
ask what time it is. Like, there's a lot of things that happen in lucid dreams, but there's some people who are professional lucid dreamers where they actually have control over their dream. What they said is you can't kill yourself in a dream. Your brain prevents you from doing harm to yourself in a dream. So if you try to kill yourself, you'll wake up instantly.
what about if you like are in an accident or you fall?
It depends if
You know,
you're.
like waking up,
Falling.
like
Yeah.
oh shit.
Falling. Yeah.
I don't
We-
know.
every-
I know a
Everybody's
lot
done
of people
that.
can relate to that one.
I've had a
because
couple.
How you wake up.
No, I had a couple dreams where like I say, I'm waiting for some time to go by before I go to sleep. So I'm just in my bed, like browsing the phone. And I'll say, all right, I'm not ready to go to bed, so I'm just laying down and I'm telling myself, stay up for a little bit. Like, for example, I am waiting for some clothes to dry, right, before I go to bed, or waiting to put some clothes from the washer
Boring.
into the dryer, right? And I'm just in my bed, just sleep, like laying down, but then I accidentally fall asleep, and then you have one of those moments where you're like, you fall, and then you wake up, you're like,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh snap! Is that like your mind like putting an alarm where they're like, hey, don't go to sleep just yet.
You still got
were
shit to
supposed
do.
you're supposed to do something.
Yeah, I think so. It's like you're not fully in that deep state of sleep
Right.
yet.
But
and-
that is where you dream.
yeah, that deep state.
You dream before you're fully asleep. In that weird spot, like right before
Huh?
bro, I will look this up, bro.
Do it because I
Look,
think you have to be in
the-
a deep
no,
kind
I
of
I don't know, I
sleep.
don't think you.
The most let's
I don't
the
know.
most
For me,
popular
at least
time
for me.
to dream.
Because-
It's that REM sleep where you're rapid. It's called REM. R-E-M.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I've
Rapid
heard
eye
of that.
movement.
I've heard of that.
And that is right before you are REM sleep is one of the two basic categories of sleep. Rapid eye movement. You can dream during REM. It doesn't say. Okay. All right, REM. You get REM sleep. Your cycle occurs every 1.5 to 2 hours. So I guess every 1.5 to 2 hours you
Okay, so
you
you're not
experience
dreaming
this
hard in
REM
naps.
sleep.
So if
No.
you're taking a power nap,
Yeah,
you
I
ain't
guess you
doing
won't.
no REM.
Every 1.5 to 2 hours, according to Google.
Because every dream that we're
You
talking
get
about,
rapid eye movement.
I've had deep dream. Like when I dream hard. Like I don't dream, right? But when I have a dream, I wake up remembering that dream. Like, wow,
It's hard.
I barely have a dream, and this time I had a dream. And you know what I ended up thinking? I thought, man, what if I'm being myself in alternate universes because they felt so real, and I wake up thinking, well, there goes another Mikey that died for some stupid shit. Like, I'm always getting killed over some shit. And
Gunslinger Mikey?
dude, it feels real as fuck. I'm sitting there dying every dream I have, and I'm like, well, that felt too real to even be like a fantasy. Why would my brain think of me just getting killed in a reality that felt real? I got killed at a fucking bank line once. Who the hell has a dream where they're in line in a bank and they get fucking
Didn't
assassinated?
you just say boring?
Boring, right? Hey, that guy's
I'm
life.
just trying to cash this $37 check real quick.
They wouldn't tell me the number on the check either. I was looking at the number. It was worth me getting killed though.
Oh, man.
But I thought like this gotta be another Mikey in another universe, another alternate reality.
Well, then it sounds to me like Mikey and other universes.
It's fucked up.
Boring.
But he's getting killed for something.
Nine in
Hey,
the
maybe
bank.
it's like that movie with Jet Li, The One.
Oh yeah, the one that
The
could only,
one?
he start killing every
You ever seen that
version
movie?
of himself.
Guess what? Never seen it.
Not to my surprise.
Never
I don't
seen
think
it.
anybody's surprised that you haven't seen anything.
But that movie's
Never seen
interesting.
it.
He kills every version of himself to get stronger. But anyways, that's not what happened to me. I'm not strong as shit. What I am is I'm alive. So my fucking dream guys are dead. But I'm surviving here. I wake up and like, oh my God, that felt so real. This death felt so, the threat. You guys know the dreams where your heart's pounding, you're being chased,
So-
and it feels like you can't run fast.
Yeah.
Like you're in like
Speaking
slow
of that,
motion.
Speaking of that, let's get deep. Let me put this mic right here.
We're in the Matrix.
So, not this job, but a few jobs ago when I started working overnights, your sleep cycle changes. If you're not used to being awake all night, I started experiencing some weird dreams where you can't wake up. You feel like you're being attacked
Oh
or
yeah.
held down, and they are called
Sleep paralysis.
sleep paralysis. There is a Netflix documentary called The Nightmare, which if you have not watched it and you experience these dreams that I'm about to describe, I highly suggest that you watch it.
You've experienced them.
Yes, multiple times to the point.
Yeah.
To the point. Listen to this.
So we've all experienced the same
To
thing.
the
Continue.
point where I have gone to the doctor.
Wow, you went that
I
far.
did not know.
Shit, I was a coward.
I did not know what was
Fuck
going
that.
on, bro.
I was like, fuck
I
that.
did not know what was going on, and I had them so much that it got to the point where I knew I was dreaming, and in these dreams, I'm
interesting.
telling myself, "Yo, you're good. You're dreaming. Sleep through it. Sleep through it." And I just start panic, even though I know I'm dreaming, because I'm conscious. I know what's happening. I'm telling myself in my mind, "Wake up."
How do you know you're dreaming?
I was having them so frequently that I knew, like, yo, this isn't really happening. Sleep through it, but then you just get to the point where you're breathing so heavy, you're trying to scream, you're telling yourself, wake up, bro.
You're
Wake up.
paralyzed.
Sleep paralysis.
Eight-
Wake up, and then you finally wake up. It is the greatest feeling.
But at the
when
time,
you
isn't
wake
it-
up.
No, but at the time,
It's terrifying.
About the
Terrifying.
thing when you realize,
I was
dude,
gonna
it's
say,
the
why wake up
absolutely
Terrifying.
the most terrifying thing
You
ever.
feel like you can't breathe.
Look it up.
Sleep paralysis. I'm telling you, it is the most terrifying.
You're saying you
dream
were
that can
asleep,
have.
right? It was a dream for you?
and you know
Bro,
you're dreaming.
I was wide awake when it happened to me.
You feel like your eyes are open, bro.
I was awake, bro, because I was sitting on my bed. I was laying down. I was watching TV. Because it happens either or.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there. I see a black figure walk into the room.
Sleep paralysis.
It comes around. It leans down. It leans into my face. At this moment, I can't move.
Yeah.
I can't scream. I can't do nothing, right? And it starts to hover over me. Once it hovers over, I know I'm awake because I was watching South Park.
I'll get to
No,
that,
I was
but go
watching
ahead.
South
I'll
Park.
get to that, but go ahead.
So I'm sitting there watching South Park and I'm bored as fuck. And I realize something's happening. My door creaks open. A black figure walks in, hovers on top of me. The whole time I'm trying to scream. I can't. I'm like, right? I try to gain movement. I finally gain my pinky toe. I move my
That's
pinky
what it
toe.
feels like, bro.
Right? And then I start moving. I
Just
shake
one
that
thing
shit
at a
off.
time.
And it doesn't happen just once. It happened to me like 5 or 6 times in my life. Yeah. And I'm like
But did you
awake when
wake
it
up?
happens. I'm awake.
No, here's
I'm
the
awake.
thing. If you haven't watched that documentary, watch it.
Fuck that
No,
documentary.
it tells you, bro.
I have reality.
that
I was awake.
Your mind remembers the last image you seen before you close your eyes. It feels like you're awake. I've had them where I thought I was laying down on my back with my eyes wide open. But that's just what your mind remembers before you go to sleep. And that's the sleep paralysis. You think you're awake, you think your eyes are open, but that's your mind messing with you, bro.
What happened to you guys?
It's that mind messing with you.
Because I was watching something and I remember they said that when you die, that the last image is imprinted on your eyes. And your pupils.
Similar. I mean, that's what the brain, bro. The brain messes
Hold
with
on,
you,
wait,
man.
wait. You said when you die, the last image you see is imprinted into your what?
In your retina.
That's interesting too.
So what do you mean though?
Like the last thing you see.
But how is that possible?
I mean, I don't know if it's 100% real, but I mean, that's what
I'm like, how the fuck they taking a Polaroid on the nigga's eye?
Anything 100% real anymore?
I don't know, but
Not really, right?
I don't know, but that lucid dreaming is different than what we're talking about with the sleep paralysis.
They're different.
Aaron, what happened to you? Is it similar to ours? Were you awake
similar.
or were you asleep?
Well, I knew I was dreaming. I know I was dreaming.
So it was a dream to you.
Yeah, but you can see it. It's almost like your eye. It's almost like everything around you is in the dream except your eyes and your mind. You can see everything and move. You're like, it's almost like you're
But it's
or
what you
goggle
last
eye,
see.
and you see it, and your eyes start to roll, and you're like, all right, normal thing. Let me get up, and you can't. You can't get up. You can't do anything. And then when you finally free yourself, you're like,
yeah, it's weird. Let me tell you my first dream to go off of yours, because envision the last thing you've seen. So I guess I fell asleep at work, all right, and our supervisors would come around and check on us every 3-4 hours.
You sleeping on the job, dog?
Maybe
Fucking
not.
Lucky.
So in this previous job that I had, I thought I was awake. I'm looking. We had cameras. So in my camera, I see my supervisor coming. And in my head, I'm like, oh, man, wake up, because she's about to come in and check on me. But I'm stuck, bro. I'm stuck. I'm fighting myself. I'm trying to breathe. I'm telling myself, wake up, wake up. I finally wake up, and I immediately stand up and open the door. My supervisor's not there.
So you're sleeping, though, and then you sense your supervisor coming?
No, I see my supervisor
in your
coming.
dream.
Right. But, again, to what you were saying, you thought you were awake. I thought I was awake. I thought that I'm looking at my supervisor coming to open the door, and I'm like, why can't I move? I can't move to let my supervisor in.
Was there a beginning to the dream, or was it just all of a sudden you're like, oh, my supervisor's coming, I gotta wake up?
I just feel like I'm sitting there living my life.
It's not a cutscene. That's what I think you're failing to understand. It's like
It's just a continuance.
That's what I just told you. When I'm in the bed, you're just there. You see everything. You're looking at everything. Then all of a sudden, it's like a scene of like.
It's a continuance of reality.
Where the light goes black and it just kind of slightly changes.
So what you
just like yours, a continuance of you're watching South Park.
I get it. So what
and
you
now
guys are
Black
telling
Shadow
me
comes in.
is that what I experienced was I must have fell asleep, and my brain took the same scene that I saw, and continued to play it.
Yes, it created a different scenario that was slightly different from what you remembered it to be.
I call bullshit. I was awake. I got control of my pinky.
You think?
How'd you wake up?
Just again, like what Rico said.
No, not what Rico said. How'd you wake up?
This is the one I was thinking of. Sleep paralysis occurs shortly after falling asleep or waking up. So you can be awake shortly after falling asleep or waking up. And during an episode, a person feels awake and is aware of their loss of muscle control. Like me, I feel like I'm awake and I know that I can't move, but I'm trying.
What about you? You had sleep paralysis happen to you. Yes. You said. How did it take place for you? Because to me, I was conscious and awake.
I was laying on the couch, and I ended up just getting, like, it was sunny outside, and I remember just laying on the couch. It was one of those days I got out of school. I was young when it happened, and I was laying on the couch, and it just got dark out of nowhere, and it felt like I couldn't move off the couch. Like, I could see, but it's like somebody dimmed the lights down. And I
So the
couldn't
world
move.
got dark on
Yeah,
you.
the world got dark on me, and then I couldn't move. And then I remember just like snapping out of it.
You know what? You know what it feels like? Almost like it's like a scene. Remember those old Freddy Krueger movies where the victim was up and it was normal. Then all of a sudden, when it was Freddy time and they actually fell
takes a
asleep,
dark turn.
It takes a dark turn. Lights turn dim. The music
Yeah.
goes different. But then everything around's the same. And then you're like, what the hell? And then you can see everything.
Yeah.
It's like that transition. Like it's a weird transition, but it's
See-
very, very faint.
See, that shit didn't happen to me,
That's
dog.
what you don't think happened to you.
Dang, I'm telling you, I was conscious the whole way.
It's what it feels like.
That's what it feels like.
It
So
feels
you're-
like-
what it
it
sounds like
feels
is you're
like
in
Nothing
denial.
got
Are
dim
up.
though. I was watching South Park and the
Oh my god.
It's just
man,
a
my brain
continuance.
must have memorized that
I'm telling you,
episode
a
because it
continuance.
continued to play. So you calling me crazy?
Well, now you're
You're
crazy
acting
because-
crazy.
because you think it was real. So
You're
then-
more like
so-
it was like a haunting.
like it was a
It's
ghost
not a
or
dream.
something.
So you saying that this is
what
just a
happened to you
dream?
is just a ghost coming in your house.
So okay, that's why I want you guys to remember that what you said and what you said and what you guys are talking about. What if it is a weird drugging or your body
What?
letting off a weird drug?
What the fuck is our bodies releasing drugs for?
The reason why I'm saying
let's
that.
be real.
The reason why I'm saying that is if you have you ever got put under in anesthesia?
Nah.
It feels that way where you're up and then all of a sudden you think and then you wake up and you're like
You don't know what's happening.
you don't know what's happening.
The last time I got put on I told my dad, I'm like, I'm gonna stay awake. I told him I'm gonna fight the anesthesia. Knocked out. And when you wake up, you're like, damn, I,
felt like a
I
second.
lost.
But wait
yeah,
a minute,
it's
wait
quick.
a minute. You can say the same shit about fucking blackout drunks. Like that's the same shit, right?
Yeah, where you're doing stuff but you don't remember what you did.
Yeah.
Blackout drunk.
Yeah.
But it
But
happened.
So then you're talking to me like I'm crazy, but your mind does some weird shit.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. So wait, because we're talking about alternate realities. That's a theory that's true. So it's not crazy to think
You were the
that-
one. You were the one that was saying a couple when we talked last that you were talking about that one day we're gonna get air, energy from the air. We're gonna be able
Turn
to
the
plug
molecules
it.
or-
right.
whatever.
What's that got to do with dreaming?
If we're energy and everything's thing, how? If that's a theory, then it's if they say alternate realities blend together for quite a second and then
Wait,
go apart.
what did you just say? Alternate realities? Who said that? What?
Blend together.
I'm just saying,
I don't believe
if
it's
you're
almost
talking
a
about
blend.
like alternate universe,
Oh, yeah, you backtrack, my friend. What are you saying?
They're
What?
just separate.
you're
entities.
confusing me with your dramatics. I lost my train of thought.
You saying
You're acting like
alternate
you're
realities
right.
blend together? What are you talking about? Is that real? Because if that's real, then what I'm saying is
nothing-
fucking real.
well, nothing's real. Everything gets put into scientific terms. Everybody tries to see what they understand and try to make sense of it. Like they put a name on this because it can't be explained.
What name? The sleep paralysis?
Sleep paralysis.
It can't be explained, so they just create some shit to
Watch
cover
the
what they don't know.
documentary.
Well, they
Your
school
grays
us.
are in there.
Well, I mean,
I
what
love 'em.
what I
Watch
read
the
so
doc-
They're
'cause
real.
What I read so far-
Most of the people dream about that.
what I read so far, it
got
does
abducted.
say what Rico's saying. They saying that they killed a rabbit, and it registered a 7 ping window, and shows a rabbit, the retina after it died, and it has a 7 ping window. So
I don't know what that means. You got to break that down.
Oh,
What's
he's
a
talking about
7
when
ping
they
window?
died.
yeah, no, I
When-
mean, but what Rico's saying, like
Like
as
the-
in
your
the
mind
mind, it
remembers.
holds that last image
But
when
that's
you close your
death.
eyes.
That's death, though.
Yeah, but what's the difference?
the
if I'm
difference is-
asleep, my brain isn't
what's
dead.
the cousin of death?
What?
Sleep.
Sleep is the cousin of death.
Sleep is a necessity in a human
And it's the
life.
cousin
in
of
any
death.
life.
No,
It's
but
not
it's
the
very
cousin of death.
s-
I'm just-
That's just a bullshit saying. Let's be honest. If you're sleeping,
But-
you're not dead.
but
You're
it's
not close
similar.
to death either.
But it's basically saying like
What
when you
about the
close
people
your
that die in
eyes.
their sleep?
They're dying because they died.
Nah,
They're
bro,
dying because they died.
When they say, oh, this person died of natural causes, they died in their sleep. Be happy that they died in their sleep.
What are you talking about? Be happy they died in their
cousin
sleep.
of death.
Some
Because
people.
they didn't feel any pain.
Okay, but what's
what
that got to do
you're
with
saying-
sleep?
What you're saying is that death and sleep are in
Are
two
separate.
different-
Yeah, they are.
I don't know.
Because if you're an
brain-
atheist, death means it's final.
So what about your
if
heart
you're
rate?
dreaming, that's a continuation to your life. It's a segue.
So your heart rate is gone at death. I don't think your heart rate gets any lower than when you're sleeping. So that's as close to death as you're possibly gonna get without actually dying.
No.
So it's
Hell
almost
no.
like
There's,
no.
there's monks. There's monks that can meditate.
Are-
Are they close to death because they're fucking
Probably.
beat?
What about Michael
What?
Jordan? Even Michael Jordan's heart rate is probably one of the lowest heart rates that you can get. I read that somewhere on the interwebs.
Is he close to death?
He is close to
This
death.
greatest
Shooting
basketball player of
Shooting
all time
threes close to death. Bro.
is the closest to
so
death.
it has to do with relaxation.
Look at Aaron's face. You
Because
dumbfounded him.
Because I can't believe how defensive you're getting.
Who me? Because you're saying that
That's
people.
as close to
I
death
have-
is sleep.
Bro,
the closer
it's
you're gonna
almost-
get to death without actually dying
I have-
is sleep.
The energy I'm
I
getting
have
from
a
Mikey
low heart
is-
rate.
is-
I have a low
So
heart
do
rate.
I, because we're athletes.
So, but we're close to death then.
We're
But
closer
we,
to death
but
than
when
they
we're
are.
playing sports, that we're the most alive.
But I'm just saying that is the closest.
We
you
can't
can
say that.
get to death.
Death
What do you
is
mean?
death. Death is final. There's no heartbeat.
But
There's
some-
no
but
fucking
some- but
breath.
some
There's no
religions don't.
brain
At some point,
function.
you have to
Some
get close
religions
to
and
it.
some places in
Relig-
the world do not believe that death is the end.
That's true.
Of course, because you have a fucking soul.
Nah, bro, you're
What do you? Wait a
crazy,
minute.
bro.
The
You're
body
crazy. Now
dies.
you're aggravating me.
The body
Boy,
dies.
frustrating.
The body dies.
Body
right?
does die.
The body dies. But if your fucking heart rate is slow as fuck, it doesn't mean you're dead or close to death.
No, yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
But let me ask you something, Mikey.
How are you close to death
So
if you
every-
wake
wait,
up
wait,
and that heartbeat could raise like this?
Wait. You don't have, right? They say you don't have everything that you had when you were a kid.
What does
I'm
that
talking
mean?
about rejuvenating
Including
your
diabetes.
Cells, your cells die, your skin sheds.
Every 7 years
your
you got new cells.
Your hair falls. Everything is constantly changing. So
You're
if
constantly dying.
You're, and then
From
they
the
say
moment
every
we're
time
born,
You are
we are
on your way to
fucking
death.
on a contract
the
to
second
death.
you're born.
Exactly, that's true as fuck.
But that's the problem with the world. We're so concerned.
until we're dead, we're dead.
We're so concerned of death that we don't live.
Yeah.
What? You segue hard as
I
fuck,
get
huh?
that.
But that's
Because
what we're talking about.
people are so worried about taking
But you
care
saying
of
I'm close to
themselves.
death because my heartbeat's low.
because you're so defensive against it. That's what I'm saying. And then you're like, oh,
Because you're alive.
We're talking about
There's
sleep
no close
paralysis,
to death.
And then you're like, oh, I was up, but I was seeing ghosts. Then we were talking about ghost stories.
I'm telling you what happened to me as actual things that happened to me.
There's
You're telling me
more-
I'm fucking
it's
lying.
more in relations to what you're describing to sleep paralysis than you said. Then what else can it be?
I feel like
then
you are
explain it.
describing sleep paralysis.
Exactly. So the fact that you're defending it makes me believe that you think you're a lot
Do
cooler
you
than
believe?
us.
Wait, no. Do you believe in spirits and spiritual beings,
Yeah, I
or do you
believe
believe in
there's
heaven?
something-
So what makes you think that that wasn't some evil entity entering my room at that time? If you believe in that kind of stuff,
I think you would have reacted differently. You
I
said you
couldn't fucking
He
move.
couldn't move. It's
Because
Sleep
you're
paralysis. You're
No.
asleep.
But that's
You're
your
asleep.
definition of what
Well,
happened.
if right
Do you
now we're
believe in
sitting here-
demons? Do you believe in demons?
Sort of. But
Okay,
look,
so sort of
if we're
can they
sitting here
control you?
and a dark mass comes around that corner, I'm running out the back door.
If
Hell
you can't
yeah.
move, what happens?
I don't.
You
You
believe
ever
that
been?
they- I don't
Let me
believe
ask
that
you
they
a
can control
question.
me.
Is there a thing as fight, flight, or freeze?
Yeah. I guess.
Is there?
There is.
So
Yeah.
if there's something so evil that your brain can't
But-
comprehend,
but-
what's happening?
Don't
Your
mix that
body can
freeze up.
freeze.
Freeze is not physically stuck. Freeze is.
Explain
oh,
that
shit.
to a possum.
Freeze is not like I'm stuck. Freeze is more
Again,
like I
explain
don't
it
know
to a
what
possum.
to do.
But
Freeze
that's
is like
that's
more
the-
like run.
A possum is a live
Run
being
or
like
hide.
us. It's the same instinct we have, except
Well,
his
what
first
if-
instinct
what
is
if
to
that's-
freeze.
What if that's a tactic for the prey to think that's dead, so it doesn't attack it?
And I just seen a video of a dog biting a possum, and the possum is acting dead, so that the dog stops, and then the possum gets up and leaves.
Because
What
when
makes
you
you
play
think
with
my body didn't do that?
Nah, man.
Why? Because that's
We're
not.
not- we're not
that's
possum.
You
not a
ever
normal
seen? You ever
hu-
seen
We're
those
not
CC?
possum.
That's not a normal
No.
human
No.
defense.
That's a human reaction.
It
Don't
is.
say that it's not.
But-
because there's people that freeze in the midst of danger where they can't react, they can't move.
But their brain, that's because their brain is
Freezes.
constantly, freezes stuck in between of fight and flight. So your body is constantly changing its mind, and that's why you're frozen. You're not.
Oh yeah, you
No,
are.
you're not that.
Oh
You're
yeah,
not
you
that.
are.
I think-
Oh yeah, you
Bro,
are.
I have been in those situations every
Dog,
single
I will
day
not
at
be.
work, bro.
I will not name somebody, but what happened to this guy was somebody opened fire at him point blank. He didn't move. He didn't move. He didn't run. He didn't
Well,
duck.
maybe in that instance, he's like, I'm dead.
It didn't happen instant. It was a conversation before it took place.
At least getting chills over here.
Yeah,
It's
man.
like,
I'm telling you the truth.
Spooky.
That is a human instinct. I've seen too many of those active protection videos where people did not react in the way that you think you would react or how a human should react. There's people who lay down. Think about the fucking mass shootings that take place where people lay down and pile on top of each other knowing this dude's walking around killing people.
That's a
What do
reaction.
they do? They freeze.
That's a reaction.
They
Dude,
freeze.
but you
Laying
got-
down is a reaction.
But the problem that I think that comes from a state where somebody's coming in, like it comes from where like you're not prepared, right? You go into a room or you go into a place of uncertainty, and the reason why I say that is because I've entered situations where like I know I'm entering a bad situation. I need to mentally prepare myself. What's my exit? Where's my exit points and where's my pivot in case things go wrong? I already premeditate that in my head. Some people don't do that. Some people go about life like nothing's gonna happen, and things can happen. So when somebody pulls up on you and you're not prepared for that kind of altercation,
They freeze.
you're gonna say, "I'm as good as dead."